Our show with Laura touched on the idea of people pleasing. So it won't come as a surprise that I want to talk today about how people pleasing in romantic relationships has its landmines. If we go with the definition of people pleasing we used on the show, the main issue revolves around putting other people's needs first in a pattern that's detrimental to your own needs. And if you listen to the show, you'll say, wait, but what's that you're always saying, Michelle? That your needs aren't more important than your partner's needs? Yes, that is correct. I say that often. But let's remember the second half of that sentence. Your partner's needs aren't more important than your needs either. So, how do we untangle this riddle in a way where both partners are getting a reasonable number of needs met? Like you're not consistently ignoring your own needs and you're not ignoring your partner's needs either. Unfortunately, there isn't a simple answer, but I can give you a quick test and it might be helpful, and it's only two questions. Number one, what are your top three needs in your relationship? Number two, what are your partner's top three needs? The first one should be easy enough to answer, right? But guess what? So should the second one. If you don't know what your partner's top three needs are in a relationship, please proceed immediately to finding out. When people annoyingly talk about how communication is the key to healthy relationships, this is the kind of shit they mean. Open conversations about wants, needs, priorities, challenges. Yes, it's often tedious to speak maturely about these things when maybe you just want to be scrolling your phone or binging your shows, or you're working your ass off to pay bills and you're tired. But your relationship health might be on shaky ground if you can't talk to each other about what you need. But back to people pleasing. As I said on the show, chronic people pleasers in a relationship often assume they know what their partner wants, or assume that they need to do what their partner wants, or like fill in the blank will happen. They'll be mad. They'll be sad. They'll think I'm selfish or demanding. They'll get annoyed with me. But there's a lot of different types of people pleasers. Some are codependent. Some have a martyr complex. I see a lot of people that had trauma that makes them want to keep the peace at any cost. Others are what I like to call A+ students, whose worth is tied to whether or not people see them as good, smart, helpful, capable, giving. But what all these manifestations of chronic people pleasing create truly is like an untenable and false version of you. And it strips your partner of the chance to be in partnership with you. I've actually heard a lot of partners of people pleasers complain that it puts an undue burden on them to make decisions or guess what their partner wants or keep their own needs stuffed down, lest they be accused of being ungrateful for their partner's selflessness. Of course, there will always be people out there who fully accept a lopsided relationship with a people pleaser, but they have their own motives, and that's truly a different show. But for a healthy relationship, you absolutely want to be accommodating. No, you need to be accommodating. Two people creating a life together have to make accommodations for each other. So, always in the spirit of leaving you with food for thought, here are my two requests. If you're a people pleaser, put the work and honest reflection into figuring out what's driving your need to please. And if you have a people pleaser in your life, well, I guess A, don't be a dick and take advantage of that all the time. And B, if you're trying to support someone to break that cycle, keep an eye out for times that they're doing it and make an effort to remind them to pause and think about what they want. And then hopefully you're also creating a safe enough space for them to vocalize what they want. Now, I'm obviously not going to cure someone of people pleasing in a 5-minute deep dive, but I do want to leave you with one extra thought. To consistently ignore your own needs, to over apologize, to lack boundaries like saying no, you're telling people that you don't matter. And how can that possibly end well in your relationship? I believe the short-term discomfort of stirring up your shit to find the reason behind people pleasing is definitely worth the payoff of ultimately feeling empowered to take up meaningful space in your own life. That's it for this deep dive. Please email us at theunrelatedpodcast@gmail.com so that you can be a guest and talk about the topic that's on your mind, or to get more information about any of the topics we've already talked about. And you can also always talk to us on our social media. Tell us what you think and let us know how we can support.